Hey guys, so I know it's been a minute since your girl has been on YouTube or who has posted a message or anything like that, but this is just a quick video, a quick update about things that's been going on with me and why I haven't been able to, post any messages or videos lately and stuff. So the Lord keeps bringing to my attention about the tornado dream that I had. That message is still applying. Like, I feel like we're just kind of in a season where things are going to slowly shake up for people, because again, not everybody's on the same track, not everybody's on the same path, and people meet different milestones throughout their journey. But I feel like it's going to be just a season that everybody's just going to start things are just going to start shaking up for them, and it's going to be a lot of pressure and stuff, and you just gonna be like, well, I don't know how to handle this, I don't know how to handle that. And so that's why I'm coming on with my update. So I can't really speak for everybody else and the things that they've been going on with their life, but I could just only speak from what's been going on with me, and that's the point of this video today. I don't really have a message for you guys, but if you guys tune into this message, I appreciate it. But pretty much what's been going on is probably like the end of March, which I feel like the last time I did post a video was March. Things started to get a lot like hectic for me, and it was a lot of distractions that started coming my way with a lot of things, and I started becoming overwhelmed, especially with work stuff. That's another reason why I haven't been posting. It's more so, it's not anything crazy that's been going on, it's just more so work, school, studying for my next rank. So it's like I haven't had time to really sit down and have time to myself, and that's another reason why I haven't been talking to a lot of people. It's literally about, I talk to the same 4 people on a daily basis. I really I have other people, of course, that I love and I want to talk to and stuff like that, but it's just like right now I'm hidden and I'm in my little cave because like it's just been so much going on. But the first thing that's been going on, I posted a small little, I forgot how long the video was, on my Instagram about saying how the enemy is really out here to steal, kill, and destroy. We already know this. We know that scripture like the back of our hand, but we're in a season where the enemy is actually deliberately trying to kill. Like, from my experiences, I'm more so used to the enemy just coming out here to steal and destroy, but I'm starting to really see how he's out here actively killing too. But that's a whole nother subject. But basically, some stuff that has taken place at work is a couple, probably like maybe a month or 2 ago, I had this dream. And it was almost like of course, I'm in the military. You guys know I'm in the military. So I just thought it was my psychological brain, that part of me picking up on work stuff because I'm at work all the time. And then I had this dream about, it's probably been like 2 months ago, where I was moving up in the ranks and I was sitting up with higher ups like generals and stuff like that. But these generals, they were very strong. They really had a lot of old ways, like rules and regulations and stuff like that just didn't make sense to me. But because of my rank, I had to respect them, and I couldn't really say anything. I couldn't really like go against them. Like, I didn't agree with the things that they were saying, and it kind of just reminded me of the teachers of the law, pretty much. And I think that's what season I'm in, as far as what I'm battling right now, because new levels, new devils. And so not only do I feel myself leveling up spiritually, but everything that happens in the spiritual realm also manifests in the physical. And so in this dream, I was trying to speak, trying to give advice and stuff to a certain situation, and it was basically just like, slapping me down. And when I woke up from that dream, I was really confused. And then the Lord revealed to me that pretty much what's going on is there's a principality over my job. And so I didn't feel, when I initially had this dream, I didn't feel any type of way about my job. Everything was flowing smooth. You know, nothing really was happening. And then it wasn't until, like I said, you know, the end of March where everything just came crashing down. Like, it's just a lot of negativity going on at work. And so the Lord was just like telling me, like, I just have to continue to be the light in this situation. I can't complain and grumble like everybody else is in the workplace. I just have to remain, you know, positive, uplifting people, have them look at the better picture of things. And that's pretty much what I've been doing. But also, there's been times where things have occurred and I have acted out of character, or I have been upset about the things that I'm, you know, witnessing or seeing. And so, you know, I basically work 10-hour days, like I'm at work. So then I either have to come home and study, or choose between, you know, doing schoolwork or study for staff. And so I started finding myself become like a Martha. You know, y'all know the story where, you know, it was Martha and Mary, and Mary was, you know, pouring oil on Jesus's feet, and Martha was like, so Jesus, you not gonna say nothing to her? She not helping me, she not whatever. And so I have been finding myself to be a Martha. I haven't really been sitting in some of the promises that the Lord has given me. I haven't been sitting in his presence. I haven't been basking in his presence like I typically usually do. So I've been just moving around a lot and not really focused. And since I haven't really been focused, the enemy is taking it and having a field day with it. Because when you're not focused on something, you know, you're liable to get attacked. You're liable to get distracted easily. So the video I had posted on my Instagram was basically like saying how the enemy, and Pretty Boss has posted this. You know, I follow Pretty Boss. Joseph Sadar has said this. So when the Lord has spoken this to me before they had even really like posted their videos, or before I seen their videos. So then when I seen their videos, it was just confirmation to what had been going on. And so pretty much when I said that the enemy's deliberately out here trying to, you know, kill and stuff like that, you know, first, you know, my big sis, like I was just saying, like she got in a car accident, right? And she had told me about it, and a couple days later, literally like a day or two later after she had told me that, I myself almost got in a car accident. And so the reason why I'm bringing up this car accident is because this is when the Lord has started ministering to me. And so I was at a stop sign and a car went by, right? So I'm leaving the base and a car goes by. I look both ways. There's no other car coming. I swear, guys, there was no other cars coming. And out of nowhere, so I go out and I turn out to the base to go onto the, you know, the main road. And this big red truck comes out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. He rides on the shoulder of the road, he swerves me, and he's like going full speed ahead, and he just keeps driving straight. And I was literally like, I was frightened. Like, I wasn't frightened, but it caught me off guard, and it really kind of like, ding, like, because it was really by the grace of God. Like, God was driving the car, because I still don't understand how this car did not hit me other than God. And so I was just praising the Lord, you know, as I continued driving. I'm like, Lord, thank you, because that could have been a very ugly car accident, And the Lord was like, this is exactly how the enemy is going to try to attack you. It's gonna be in little subtle ways. It's going to just happen randomly. You know, the Lord just kept telling me, he was like, weapons will form, but they will not prosper. He kept saying that. So it's like, I really have to get back in the presence of the Lord, because although, you know, it's not like the things that have been put on me are bad distractions, like, you know, work, getting my degree, studying for my next rank. Like, these things aren't necessarily bad, but they're taking my attention away from the Lord. And so there's other things that the enemy has been using to distract me. So also, like, if you guys watch Pretty Boss video, she says something about how the enemy wasn't going to be trying us in the same ways. And that's the same thing the Lord was telling me. He was like, it's not, because when the car was about to hit me, you know, usually when you're about to get in a car accident, the car beeps the horn, you know, it gets your attention. But the car didn't beep the horn. It literally just was like an engine roaring, and it just went right past me. And so the Lord was like, this is how the enemy is going to be. The attacks that he's going to start sending you, they're not going to be loud and obnoxious as they usually are. They're going to be different. And like Pretty Boss was saying in her videos, the enemy knows not to try to lure his children in certain ways anymore. There's certain temptations he can't get to us anymore. And Joseph Sadar said the same stuff in his video. So it's like, we really have to remain in the Lord. Like, we have to, and this is me too. Like, you know, if you guys been doing this, great, but I know I'm an imperfect human. I'm not a perfect human. But no matter what you got going on in your life, regardless of certain circumstances, like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, like, take it one day at a time. Because like I said, I found myself the past couple weeks acting like Martha. Like, I was trying to get this done, I was trying to get that done, and like, the Lord had already told me about Martha long ago. Like, I told you guys about the tornado dream and stuff like that. But again, it's like things come in subtle ways. So it's not like things just drop on you all at once. They just kind of get built up, like earwax. Like, you know, like, you can clean your ears, and it's not like you gonna clean your ears and then the next day it's gonna be a whole bunch of earwax in your ears. Like, no, it's just gonna continue to add on. So like, okay, I gave her this, I gave her that, I gave her this, to the point where it's finally too much that you kind of like snap, or you kind of like start panicking. And so this is what I've been finding myself doing, is panicking, because like, and putting my personal dreams and things like that on hold. And it's just like, Lord, like, you told me that, you know, I'm gonna be doing this, you told me I'm gonna be doing that, but here I am, you know, finding myself in circumstances that I just cannot control right now. And the Lord just keeps telling me, he was like, I got you, like, relax. Just like I had that dream about the tornado, like, you know, I'm over here screaming, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Well, mind you, Jesus was the one driving the bus the whole time. And so I'm trying to like get back to my place of, you know, basking in the Lord and stuff like that. Because I always talk to the Lord. He's the first person I talk to when I wake up. He's the last person I speak to when I go to sleep. So it's not like I've just been pushing the Lord aside, but I haven't been giving my full attention to him. And so this is another thing that the enemy used against me recently, because he's been using a lot of stuff, but it's this one thing that I just think is so hilarious. And I'm sorry if this video is gonna be long, but this is really just an update. You don't have to watch this video if you know you don't want to. But you know, one day I had came back. So some of you guys know that I went to visit some family the first week of April. And so I came back, and some of you guys also know that I had lost my dog Dynasty back in October. And so something told me to go into the pet store. And you know, I usually typically go in the pet store because I like seeing like the little puppies and stuff. But I had seen this one puppy, and I like was obsessed with her. Like, I had dreams about her. I was literally obsessing about this puppy. And so the puppy cost mad money. The puppy, she cost $5,400, but she came with like a whole bunch of stuff, like a lifetime this, a lifetime that, and so it sounded really, really good. And so I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, girl, you don't need no dog right now. Wasn't you just sitting here, you know, panicking about all this stuff? That's a distraction sent from the enemy. And typically I was shocked, because usually, you know, the Lord be giving me messages. So I'm like, Lord, what are you doing talking to my mom? Because, you know, usually your girl be spot on. But obviously, you know, my mom, like, you know, the Lord can use anybody pretty much. But I was just thrown off that my mom was giving me spiritual advice, because usually it's the opposite, it's the other way around. But I was still thinking about this dog. So because it was a thought that was dropped in my ear, or whispered in my ear by the enemy, because I really thought this dog was mine, because like I played with the dog. I'm like, oh, she's so attached to me, whoop de whoop de whoop. And so this is what I was saying, like the enemy's been using distractions that typically are not bad, but he's using it for bad in this season. And so if I would have got this puppy, you know, I got all this other stuff that I'm doing. If I would have got this puppy, I definitely would have been extra stressed. I probably would have been yelling at the dog. I probably would not have been giving her my best attention and stuff like that. And so I remember the last straw, you know, I was with my friend and we went to the city, and I was like, all right, this gonna be the test. I'm like, Lord, if this dog is for me, you know, show me. I was like, Lord, just show me if this dog, this thought of the dog came from you, or if it came from the enemy. And so literally, we go in there, we in the store for 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, probably three. I see her in a cage playing with another dog. So we walk across the store, we get to the window. She's using the bathroom. I'm like, okay, she pooping, whatever. But then, and I was gonna name her Royal. I was gonna name her Royal or Royale. But then this freaking dog poop and eat her poop, y'all. Yes. That's what she did. And I was like, me and my friend looked at each other. We was like, nah, we good. And we walked up out of there, because I really went in. I said a whole prayer in the car, like a little 5-minute prayer before I went inside that dog store. Because this is how obsessed I became with this dog. And I really needed to hear the word of God. I needed God to really like show me, was this a distraction or was this from him? And clearly it was a distraction, because there was nothing royal about her eating that. There was just nothing. And so again, the enemy right now at this time, he's using things that are typically good for bad to distract his children, to distract the Lord's children. And so another thing that happened, I had this dream last week, I believe, and this was just the target. So I also started getting weary of some of the promises that the Lord was speaking over me. And I remember it was this one day, because me, when I get mad at the Lord, I just don't want to speak to him. I don't want to say anything to him, because I don't want anything bad to come out my mouth, right? I don't want to say anything wrong to the Lord, right? So I'll typically, you know, that saying that your mom be like, you know, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So this is how I was treating the Lord. Okay, I'm just telling y'all, this is how I was treating the Lord. I'm like, all right, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you, because if I say something, I'm gonna say something out the side of my neck, and I don't got time for you to shoot me down. So I'm just not gonna talk to you for a couple days. That was the wrong mistake, because literally throughout them couple days I ain't talked to the Lord, I literally went crazy. Like, I literally was crying. I was feeling all types of ways. And the Lord was like, so are you ready to talk to me yet? Because the Lord already knew. Like, I don't know why in my little peanut head, I'm thinking that the Lord can't hear my thoughts. Like, the Lord hear everything. But again, I'm like, well, I'm just not going to talk to the Lord. He hear me. He hear my thoughts. But the Lord was like, no, I want you to vent to me, because the Lord loves our voice, regardless of how you sound. The Lord loves when we speak about him. The Lord loves when we speak to him. And so literally when I finally let it all out, because there's been some personal stuff going on too. So it's not only just work, school, things like that. I've had family issues that's been happening too. And that's being worked out as well. But it's been a lot of noise. And so I finally vented to the Lord. I'm like, Lord, you said you supposed to be the king of the universe, and you got me sitting here. You know, I was going in, like, you know, I was saying, like, basically who the Lord was. But I'm like, if you so called this, if you so called that, then this wouldn't be, you know, I was like going in the rant and stuff like that. And the Lord was just like, look at my child. She is going off. And I'm like, Lord, I'm sorry. Because, you know, I still be scared of the Lord. You know, you still got to watch your mouth with your parents. And so I'm like, Lord, I'm sorry, but you told me you told me to talk to you, so here I am talking to you, after I had said all the mean stuff I had to say to him. And that day after I released and vented to the Lord, it was like a weight lifted off of my shoulder. Like, it was like all the concerns that I had, I laid it at his feet. Because there's a word that another prophetic voice that I used to watch used to say all the time, or at one point in the season, she used to say, don't become dependent on independence. And I'm a very independent person, so I was taking on all this stuff and not really asking the Lord for help. Or I felt like I was asking the Lord for help, but maybe I wasn't. I was asking the Lord for help with these things, but I was also trying to do it in my own strength and my own power. So it's not like I never asked the Lord to help me with this and that. It was just more so I was asking him for help, but I was still trying to take it on myself at the same time. But that day when I finally released it all onto the Lord took it off of me, and my mood completely shifted. Like, all negativity like left my body. I went back to work. I was all happy. And if some of you guys are on band or whatever the case is, that's the day that I seen the double rainbow. And so the Lord was just reminding me that he has a double portion for me. Like, just keep holding on. And so going back to the dream that I said that I had, was it last week? Like last week, I had this dream and I was in the auditorium. This is how sick boots the enemy is. This is how sick he is. So I'm having this dream, and it's like an auditorium, and it's a whole bunch of us in the auditorium, and there's like a couple, like it's like 3 people on stage, and they're like talking to us. And I think that they were angels, and they were just basically prepping us and like giving us instructions. And because I had a notepad and I had like 7 pages worth of notes, like no kidding. And the last thing I remember being said before the enemy yanked me out of my sleep, like literally, like something yanked me out of my sleep. And so the last thing I remember was, don't have the Moses complex. And so I kept, and it was talking about the children of Israel and stuff like that. It was like, don't have the Moses complex. And that's the last thing I remember before the enemy got mad and salty, because I was really about to get some extra revelation, and he yanked me out of my sleep. And so basically what the Lord was telling me, because if you guys know what happened to Moses in the Bible, Moses never really got to see the promised land, because Moses low-key started to lean on his own understanding, and he stopped taking stuff to the Lord. And so as far as it goes with me, I know the Lord has called me to be somebody special. I know that the Lord has called me to be a leader, and I'm just going to fly out saying that. There's no pride attached to that. I just know my purpose, and I know what the Lord has called me to do. And so, because there was other people in the auditorium, so it's not like I'm the only leader or whatever the case is. There's a lot of leaders out here, and we were all in the auditorium, but I don't remember their faces. Their faces were blurred out for some reason. But you know the story of Moses. Moses pretty much, he started leaning on his own understanding. And so then the Lord was like, well, you not entering the promised land because this and that. And so also the children of Israel, they were starting to complain a lot. Like, the Lord, Moses gave them this, they complained to Moses about that. Moses took to the Lord. They complained about this. Moses took to the Lord. And so Moses was always taking stuff to the Lord for these dang Israelites, because they was just, so needy and always complaining and stuff like that. But towards the end, they also started getting tired. They also started, and they had every right to. And so that's what was being said in my dream when they were on stage. The angels, as I like to call it, or the people that was talking to us or prepping us, they were basically like, the Israelites had every right to be tired. So it's really not like the Israelites, was just complaining just to complain. The Israelites really had every right to complain. But there's a but. They had seen the Lord do amazing things. They had seen the Lord do wonders, and they yet still did not believe the promises of the Lord. And so many of us today are like the children of Israel. Just because we didn't see the Lord, part the Red Sea like he did to the Israelites, we have seen many other wonders that the Lord has done for us. But yet we still over here like, Lord, give me more, like where it's at. And so another thing that the Lord has spoken to me, I'm sorry guys if this video is long, but I y'all gonna have to bear with me. I'm just trying to get it out because I haven't been talking to you guys for a while now. So another situation that happened. So I had an issue with my dad, and we'll talk about this in the forgiveness series that I'm doing, because we're still doing that. And there was an issue that occurred with my father recently and with my sister. And so when I called my dad, this one specific message stuck out to my dad, about my dad. When we got on the phone after, everything blew up, and we got on the phone to apologize to each other or whatever the case was, he says, my problem is not with you, it's with my sister's name. I'm not gonna put my sister's name on here. I know she wouldn't care, but I'm just not gonna do that. And he was like, so my problem is not with blank. My problem is not with you, it's with blank. And so when I hung up, because the Lord, I'll get into that in the forgiveness series, but the Lord revealed to me that a lot of the relationship that I have with my dad is the relationship that God has with all of his children, right? So because the situation with my dad is very unique. Like, me and his relationship is very unique. But the Lord has recently revealed to me that the relationship that I have with my dad, that's how the relationship is with God and the rest of his children, his disobedient children. And so when my dad said that statement, my problem is not with you, it's with blank, the Lord translated that to me about literally like 3 minutes after I got off the phone with my dad, and was like, my problem is not with you, it's the timing. My problem is not with you, it's the circumstances. And so I literally had a praise break. I felt so much better, because although like a couple days before I had vented to the Lord, I had cried to the Lord, this was just double confirmation for me. Because it was just like, because I started feeling like I was doing something wrong. I started feeling like, well, the Lord, I must not be doing enough of this. I must not be doing enough of that. And the Lord was like, no, you're exactly where I need you to be at right now. But my problem is not with you, my beloved. It's with the timing. My problem is not with you, beloved. It's with the circumstances. And I was just like, wow, Lord. So all I'm doing is waiting. That's literally all I'm doing. I'm in a period of waiting. All I can continue to do is do what I can have control over, and let the Lord do the rest. That's all I can continue to do right now. And so, again, this video was just a quick update about what's been going on with me and why I've been missing in action. And it's because I've been hiding. It's because there's just a lot of stuff that's been going on behind the scenes personally. It's not like I've neglected you guys or anything like that. It's just the simple fact that I'm busy, and I'm also a human being. I also have personal things that's going on in my life, so I can't always come on here and jump on here like I want to. Because if I could talk to you guys all day long, I definitely would sit here and talk to you guys all day long. But there's some responsibilities and some things that I have to take care of, to the point where I can't sit down and talk to you guys all the time, if that makes sense. But I really appreciate you guys if you sat here and watched this long video of me ranting and raving and explaining things. But I know the real ones out there, so I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.